Race fans, now for the most famous words in motorsports, let's welcome Corporate Accounts Manager, WeatherTech Canada, Kevin Silva, to give today's command.
Drivers, start your engines.
And so the engines have been fired on the starting grid as we prepare.
And with that, we'll send it back to the control tower and Pat Gonzalez. And we will soon be ready to go green with the WeatherTech 200 NASCAR Pinty Series race.
Thank you, Adam Ross, as the 26 NASCAR Pinty Series cars, all of the engines have been fired. They will be rolling off here momentarily. 51 laps is the scheduled distance here on the 3.9 kilometer, 2.459 mile racetrack, as this is the second to last race. The championship wrapping up at Delaware Speedway on the oval later this month. But right now, the championship hanging in the balance. The number 96 car, Marc-Antoine Cameron, with the points lead coming in. DJ Kennington right there, and mathematically a bunch of other drivers still with a shot here at the NASCAR Pinty Series 2022 Championship. If you've just joined us here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, we welcome you to our Labor Day weekend sprints. And this WeatherTech 200, Adam Ross will be joining us here in the booth, the voice of the NASCAR Pinty Series. My name is Pat Gonzalez. Again, a pleasure to be calling this race with Adam for you. And when this one is over, we still have our final race of the weekend set to go off here at 3:30. Will be the FEL Sports Car Championship Series presented by Michelin. Race number 2 of the weekend. Their races are all double points. That one will go off here at 3:30 this afternoon. That red Camaro, Canadian Tire Motorsport Park pace car, about to roll off here and take the drivers around, looking at 2 warm-up laps before they will come out of turn number 10. And then all eyes will be focused on the flagger stand, looking for the green flag to get the 51 lap run underway. We welcome each and every one of you. Our public address broadcast available at 90.7 on your FM dial. And again, a big welcome to all of the folks from WeatherTech who are here, along with all their various corporate clients for the event. A great crowd out along the fence here on the start-finish straightaway. And in spite of the less than spectacular weather, we've got a nice crowd here for the second of the road course events here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. The 2023 schedule not officially out as yet, but I anticipate we will see the NASCAR Pinty Series once again back here on the Victoria Day weekend to kick off our season and be part of the festivities here on Labor Day weekend. 26 cars ready to do battle. The championship hanging in the balance, and it'll be interesting to see at the end of this 51 lap run how many of the drivers mathematically in the hunt for the championship going to the final race at Delaware Speedway. So cars roll down through turn number 1. It'll be single file as they move back and forth, trying to get as much heat into those general tires. And again, one schedule stop for fuel, and then it'll be up to the team strategy as to whether they look at going with 4 fresh new general slicks or try to go the entire 51 laps on the tires that they qualified on here yesterday. Gary Clute 59, an accomplished road racer, right there, just 1/100th of a second off of grabbing the pole position. It was so close in qualifying yesterday. Kevin Lacroix, 74, Trayton Lapsevich sitting in row number 2. Then certainly a driver who knows how to win here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, Andrew Ranger out of Roxton Pond, Quebec, and then in that GM Paillet Chevrolet. And then LP Dumoulin, 47. It's been somewhat of a disappointing season for LP Dumoulin, the Trois Rivières Quebec driver, but he's certainly capable of winning this race, as are the 2 drivers in row 4, 18, Alex Tagliani out of Lachenay, Quebec, in the Viagra Saint-Hubert Quick Wick Chevrolet, and of course one of the most popular drivers, DJ Kennington out of St. Thomas, Ontario, that familiar Castrol Edge Cathcart Trucking Dodge. DJ Kennington starting outside row 4 in car number 17. He comes into the race second in the championship with a real shot at the title. Adam Ross has joined us here in the booth. Adam, a little cooler than it was yesterday for qualifying, but as you were saying, might be ideal conditions, both in terms of tire wear and driver comfort when you're running 51 laps.
And Pat, these engines definitely like it a little bit cooler, and I can tell you, voluptuous announcers like myself, it had to be 150 degrees in this announcer's booth yesterday. We're all windows into the sun, so I don't mean to make it about me, but I'll take this weather anytime. It is a great day. And wandering around the campgrounds, I think there are people who have enjoyed enough adult beverages this weekend that as long as it's not snowing or raining, they're going to be absolutely content with what's going on. I mean, it's so beautiful when we get to watch the field of cars go around the racetrack. Campers have lined this entire facility on what is a great traditional weekend to be here at CTMP.
Well, the forecast for today, yesterday, was actually calling for some rain. That changed overnight. We did have a little bit of misting for some of our races on the schedule this morning, but they were able to get all of those in nicely. The racetrack never really got wet, just a little bit damp in certain sections, and this is certainly the best we've seen. Dry all the way around, and I don't think we're going to get a whole lot warmer, maybe a degree or 2 later this afternoon, but what you see is what you get in terms of the track and weather conditions.
Look at what Gary Clute is doing right now. If you're down by turn number 1, or if you have access to a screen, the field has not been asked to double up yet. That generally doesn't happen until the Mario Andretti straightaway. But Gary Clute is venturing out to where he is going to have to race down into turn number 1. We heard from John Fletcher, they want to lead the way. Everybody who is in the points battle would love for Marc-Antoine Camirand to not lead lap 1. That's a bonus point. So quietly, a number of drivers are cheering for Gary Clute. Quietly, you know Kevin Lacroix in that Napa 74. I was talking to him before the race, and our conversation got interrupted because they had a team meeting. They go in and they talk strategy. They talk about game plan. And I can promise you, Don Thompson Jr., his crew chief, said, you will gain 1 point today on our championship leader if you pass him on the first lap and not let him lead lap number 1. Because by doing that, they can hopefully keep him from leading any laps here today. Easier said than done, Pat.
While the cars are starting to form up in their respective rows, the lights have been turned off on the Chevrolet Camaro pace car as the field about to swing through Moss Corner and then begin that long climb up the Andretti straightaway. Next time through the S's, that Camaro car will roll on to pit road, and then it'll be up to the 2 drivers on that front row, the 96 of Marc-Antoine Camirand and the 59 of Gary Clute, to bring the field out of turn number 10. As long as they are all lined up properly, they will get the green flag, and the 51 lap run will get underway.
So these teams will have to pit for fuel. They'll have to pit, well, they don't have to pit for tires, but if you want to win the race, the traditional strategy is try to survive the onslaught of challenges late in the race, or you can wait as late into the going as you can and have the freshest rubber on that car to really be able to attack the final laps here at CTMP. Look at that field of race cars, folks, down into turn number 8, 13 rows of monstrous NASCAR Pinty Series stock cars.
And looking for that Camaro safety car as it comes out of turn number 9. We'll move off to the right and head for pit road. Let's go to Adam Ross for the start of the WeatherTech 200.
Marc-Antoine Cameron, the 96 GM Paillet sponsored machine on the pole. Gary Clute in the 59. I think the car to watch is the 74 of Kevin Lacroix. He is going to be hyper aggressive here to start this. A snail's pace on a turn number 10, but the WeatherTech 200 is underway.
They'll go side by side under the Michelin bridge into turn number 1, and it will be Cameron who will grab the lead. Gary Clute will shuffle into second, and it is 74 Kevin Lacroix running in third. So as they started here on the grid, single file pretty much, but they'll double up through the bottom of turn number 2. Cameron will be the leader through the right-hander in turn 3, followed by 59 Clute in second, 74 Kevin Lacroix in third in the Napa-sponsored entry.
The way they'll attack this turn number 5, they'll want to get into 5 cleanly and get onto that long Mario Andretti straightaway. That is where the opportunity is. As you see, a lot of smoking tires going down into turn 5. They have not come up to temperature just yet. Cameron got a great launch out of 5B and C.
Indeed, by about a few car lengths, Marc-Antoine Cameron, the pole sitter, just barely beat Gary Clute for the pole position by a mere 1/100th of a second. We've got positions being swapped a little bit further back in the field, but in through the S's, it'll be Cameron, number 96, who will bring the field of 26 cars out of turn 10 and on the start-finish straightaway for the first time to complete lap number 1. We've got 50 to go.
Mission accomplished for Marc-Antoine Cameron. Grab that bonus point early, take the lead. He admittedly is not a great points racer. He says, Adam, he says, I attack these races, it's my style, but I know the championship on the line, I've got to be smart about it. But it's tough when you strap that helmet on. All of your instincts are to go out there and get racing. But Gary Clute keeping pace with the 96, so is Kevin Lacroix in the 74.
Kevin Lacroix there in third, 27 Andrew Ranger runs fourth. Trayton Lapsevich in the 20 is fifth. Sixth is 47 LP Dumoulin. In the 7th is 18 Alex Tagliani. 8th is 17 DJ Kennington. 9th, 39 Alex Gannett. And rookie 31 Daniel Bois rounds out your top 10 at the end of that opening lap.
Down the long back straightaway, the top 3 with a bit of a gap. Back to Andrew Ranger in the 27, Trayton Lapsevich in the 20, LP Dumoulin, who's been on the move early on in that WeatherTech number 47. Frustrating season for LP Dumoulin. He's had some damage at a couple of races. It's been an expensive year. Nothing would make him feel better than to get to the top of the podium in the WeatherTech 200. They've got a ton of supporters here at the track this weekend. While the championship is likely out of grass for LP Dumoulin, victories are not.
Up front, we've paired off here into a couple of dandy 3-car battles. Up front, Marc-Antoine Cameron 96, Gary Clute 59, 74 Kevin Lacroix. Then a bit of a gap back to the 3-way battle for fourth involving 27 Andrew Ranger, 20 Trayton Lapsevich, who is fifth, and LP Dumoulin in car number 47 in sixth. And looking at a couple of other battles a little bit further back, Matthew Scannell has moved up into that 10th place position.
Yeah, Scannell squeezed his way to the inside of Daniel Bois in that 31. Bois had a great run going back here in the spring. Ran out of fuel late in the race, if I recall correctly. It cost him a chance at a great finish. He had a good run at the Toronto Indy as well, so they're looking for big things here today. But look at how fast this pack is. I mean, everybody is staying. We used to see a leader take the lead at the drop of the green flag here at CTMP, Pat, and drive away. And it didn't take 3-4 laps until they were strung out so far, you really couldn't tell who was where. we're at a time now when the top 12, 15 cars, they're all together as Kevin Lacroix dives it to the inside of turn number 10. He'll take over the second spot from Gary Clute.
Aggressive move by that 74 Napa Dodge as the 74 of Kevin Lacroix has moved up into the number 2 spot. Also looking at a great three-way battle for 7th, 8th, and 9th. 18, Alex Tagliani in 7th. 39, Alex Gannett, 8th, and DJ Kennington in 9th. So as they work through turn number 3, things have sort of separated here into 3 pretty good 3-car battles, all within the top 10. As we work lap number 4, it is the pole sitter Marc-Antoine Cameron who continues to run in the point.
Creighton Lapsevich applying the pressure to Andrew Ranger. We now have a 6-car train at the front of this field. It was 2 groups of 3, and it is really closed in. Pat definitely closed in tight enough that all of these cars will feel the effect of the draft down that back straightaway. Then you've got a big gap back to Alex Tagliani, who runs in that 7th position.
The pace in qualifying was 1:22 and change. The race pace still a very quick one. The front running cars all turning laps at 1:23 as the lead pack comes off at turn number 10, and through that 10th corner, that 74 of Kevin Lacroix just a little bit quicker. He'll close to within a couple of car lengths of the race leader down into turn 1. 59 Gary Clute in 3rd. 4th is 27 Andrew Ranger. 5th to 20 of Trayton Lapsevich. 6th 47 LP Dumoulin. Then 18 Alex Tagliani in 7th. 8th is 39 Alex Gannett. 17 DJ Kennington in 9th. And Matthew Scannell in car 99 continues to round out your top 10.
And I'll tell you, all the way back to Brandon Watson, the driver, the number 9, who's in the 18th spot. They are all in that same vicinity. They'll all share the back straightaway. Antoine Cameron will be up towards turn number 8 with Brandon Watson on that same straightaway. And as I say, to have 18 cars that tightly bunched is really something we don't see a lot of. Kevin Lacroix made his pass of Gary Clute into turn number 10. He's getting close enough to Marc-Antoine Cameron. He might make a move in turn 8. Let's see what he does. The Napa 74 swings to the inside of the long back straightaway. Marc-Antoine Cameron outbreaks the 74, but right on his tail is Kevin Lacroix as they work off 8 into turn number 9. Lacroix not able to swing out of line. He'll follow him through turn 10, right on the back bumper of our race leader.
And they have closed back up together. Here's Lacroix. The Napa Dodge pulls to the inside going to turn 1. And we've got a new leader in the WeatherTech 200. The 74 Napa Dodge of Kevin Lacroix has taken over the lead here on lap number 6. Lacroix runs down through the bottom of turn 2. Gary Clute is right there in 3rd. And then those cars running 4th, 5th, and 6th. While all of that position swapping is going on in the front, that has allowed 27 Andrew Ranger, 20 Trayton Lapsevich, and 47 LP Dumoulin to join that front-running 6-pack of NASCAR Pinty Series cars as they work through the Moss hairpin at the south end of the racetrack.
Now with Kevin Lacroix out in front, Marc-Antoine Cameron said he's points racing. He's going to big picture race. Well, he battled Kevin Lacroix pretty hard down through turn number 1, and now that Lacroix is out in front, Cameron continues to look for spots on the racetrack where he's a little bit faster than that Napa 74 as they go down the back straightaway. All of these cars making similar horsepower. Nobody has really shown dominance in a straight line, so that keeps this pack tight as they work up through turn number 8 into 9. Kevin Lacroix with 2 car lengths over Marc-Antoine Cameron as they exit turn 10.
And it is Alex Tagliani now all by himself in 7th, and then a close battle here for 8th, 9th, and 10th. Coming up across the line, it is DJ Kennington in 8th, 39 Alex Gannett in 9th, and then in 10th is Daniel Bois. Let's check that. Gannett number 39 has dropped back. So Gannett in car number 39 drops out of the top 10 as Tagliani holds on to 7th, followed by Kennington 17 and 8th. Matthew Scannell up in a 9th, and rookie Daniel Bois in car 31 rounds out your top 10.
Not sure what happened to Alex Gannett there, but obviously he had a problem on the racetrack, because when they came by here in turn 10, he was back up to speed, but he had lost the pack he was racing with. Straighten Lapsevich locks up a tire, going down into the Moss hairpin, and now they'll venture down onto that back straightaway. Whoa, trouble down into turn number 5. Daniel Baugh is involved, Brett Taylor is involved, Sam Fellows sneaks through a big old smoke show. I don't know if it was someone who locked up their brakes or maybe even spun completely around, but there was a lot of smoke.
And again, LP Montour looks like he has picked up a couple of positions. Same with Sam Fellows. Will reset the running order as that front running group of 6 work back to the line. This will be lap number 7 going up on the board, and it is still that 74 Napa Dodge of Kevin Lacroix continuing to lead. Marc-Antoine Cameron 96 in second, 59 Gary Clute third, 27 Andrew Ranger in fourth, 20 Trey Lapsevich fifth, 47 LP Dumoulin is sixth. Then the gap back to Alex Tagliani in seventh. Eighth is still the 99 of Matthew Scannell, and then DJ Kennington 17 in ninth. And LP Montour moving up. He's got the 10th place spot. 31 Daniel Baugh in 11th. 98 Sam Fellows up into 12th. The 3 of Brett Taylor is 13th. JP Bergeron in car number 1 14th. And Ryan Clute back there in car number 6 holds on to 15th.
You know, whatever went wrong with Alex Gannett's number 39 continues to be a problem. His last lap was nearly 10 seconds off the pace, so I almost wonder if he might have transmission issue, not have use of all 4 gears on that race car. But we'll keep an eye on the 39, see if he's able to get back to race speed.
Alex Gannett has dropped all the way into 19th after running inside of the top 10. Some incredible battles going on beyond the top 10, but this front running pack of 6 work back into turn number 1 as they will complete lap 8. And looking at the difference, there's about 0.8 of a second from the race leader 74 Kevin Lacroix in the Napa Dodge, and that number 96 of Marc-Antoine Cameron, and then Gary Clute very much right there in that 3rd place spot. A little bit of a gap now back into Ranger 27, Trayton Lapsevich 20, and LP Dumoulin 47. They continue to catch the front running 3 to give us that 6-pack of cars up front. And then when they quicken a little bit at the front, then it splits off into those 2-3 car groups. But either way, we have got a monumental battle going on here in the early stages of the WeatherTech 200. 74 Kevin Lacroix, your race leader, on the back straightaway.
Glenn Stiers goes a lap down in that Zero machine. He says he's been struggling this year with speed in that Zero car and reliability. He says, I'm not even worried about crashing out there. I haven't gone fast enough. It'd be like a pillow hitting the wall the way it's going. So Steyer's able to find some humor out there and in a tough season in that Zero machine. Alex Gannett, the report from the pits, he has lost brakes in that 39 car. So racing at CTMP without brakes, not an enjoyable afternoon for Alex Gannett in 39. Hopefully, he can continue to run laps, stay on the lead lap, and maybe catch a caution to where they can get on pit road and try to do some service on that car and get it back to where it needs to be.
24 cars running on the lead lap as the 71 car of Brian Cathcart goes a lap down. He got passed between turns 1 and 2. And there is Gannett in car 39 just coming into turn 5 or turn 9. We'll see whether or not he heads to the pits. He does not. He stays out on the racetrack, but was having a good solid run up there inside of the top 10 and continues to circulate, but he is in danger of dropping out of the top 20. The race leaders on the Andretti back straightaway. It's about a 7-car length lead for 74 Kevin Lacroix over Marc-Antoine Cameron.
Down through turn number 8. Up into 9 goes Kevin Lacroix. He's just built that little bit of a comfortable gap back to camera and Gary Clute, a few car lengths back of there. So I really believe the top 6 drivers will be satisfied with how they're running right now. Just keep the leaders in their sights. And then they're strung out a little bit behind that. Alex Tagliani running in the 7th spot all by himself. A couple seconds back, we've got Matthew Scannell in the Nitro 54 variety, number 99. He's having a good run in the 8th spot, moving his way towards the front. DJ Kennington is 9th in the 17. Then rounding out the top 10 is the 13 Kamloops sponsored entry of LP Montour.
Front running 6 cars work the short chute coming into turn 4. Mark Dilley, 64, comes onto pit road. Dilley had been running back in about the 18th position, but this is going to drop him right to the tail end of the field in that Leland Industries Chevrolet. Mark Dilley pulls in. We'll see whether or not this is a scheduled stop. Looks like they're refueling the 64 as this might be part of their race strategy as Mark Dilley comes on to pit road, one of the first cars to do that.
We are getting close to the lap where teams would try to come in and take on fuel and expect to be able to go the distance. The challenge there is if we get into overtime, I've always kind of thought lap 15 was a safe bet to come down onto pit road and take on fuel, but we've seen people try to push the limit and come down earlier. It's LP Montour in that 13. He just slid that car all the way through turn 9. So he's running in the top 10, but he's running some wild laps out there. Is now Brandon Watson in the 9 machine. The APC sponsored number 9. He pulls onto pit road as well.
Car number 39, Alex Gannett, has dropped outside of the top 20, being shown in 22nd position. Kevin Lacroix has put lap number 11 up on the board. The margin here at the line, just 0.7 of a second over Marc-Antoine Cameron, the pole sitter, and Gary Clute in car number 59, who runs 3rd. 27, Andrew Ranger 4th. Trayton Lapsevich 20 and 5th. LP Dumoulin in the WeatherTech 47 car in 6th. Then Tagliani 18 7th. Matthew Scannell has moved up here nicely. He is running in 8th. DJ Kennington tonight, and LP Montour, the highest running of the rookie drivers in car number 13, currently rounds out your top 10. Let's take you a little bit further back. 11th is rookie 31 Daniel Bois. 98 Sam Fellows in the Curb Chevrolet is 12th. 1 JP Bergeron in 13th. 92 Dexter Stacy 14th. And Brett Taylor back in 15th, the Fast Eddie sponsored car of Brett Taylor.
Alice Gannett has come down into the pits, and now JP Bergeron in that Pro Lawn number 1. He is on pit road as well. Mark Dilley out just in front of our race leader, Kevin Lacroix. He's about to be overtaken and put a lap down as the crew going to work under the hood of the 39 of Alice Gannett. Now more cars heading onto pit road. It looks like Brian Clute made the hard right turn onto pit road, and one other car as well, and I couldn't tell who it was. Brandon Watson, who had pitted, just came by our position in turn number 10. Oh no. JP Bergeron, that'll be a penalty, exiting the pits with equipment in the car, that gas can. They need to tell him to start shaking the car back and forth. This is probably going to bring out a yellow, because there is, I can't imagine that fuel can will make it all the way around. There we go. It is now a projectile. Nice work by the camera operator to chase that down, and I would just think for safety reasons only, a half can of fuel would probably be a reason to go full course yellow, but I see the corner workers have not made that call just yet. One of the Paillet cars took advantage of this situation and has ducked onto pit road, whether it was strategy or whether they saw that we may be about to go yellow.
This will reset the running order. That gas can sliding to a stop up near the wall in turn number 2, so no situation there where they would have to go to the full course yellow. We work lap number 14 of 51. Kevin Lacroix, your race leader. Brett Taylor in car number 3, who had been 15th on the racetrack, brings that fast Eddie Chevrolet onto pit road. But Lacroix, your leader, stays out on the racetrack. Marc-Antoine Cameron in the number 2 spot. Gary Clute, 59, still in the 3rd place position. Then it is Trayton Lapsevich in 4th, 47 LP Dumoulin 5th, 18 Alex Tagliani has moved to 6th.
No, I think we've gone yellow. There's the red flag. Oh, and that could be a problem. Gary Clute just turned onto pit road. The red flag was out, and the red flag had been out for some time at the entry to pit road. So Gary Clute, from my vantage point, entered a pit that had already been closed. Now, if you watch NASCAR racing on a Sunday on TV, you'll see that it's very clear when pit road closes. There's lights and flashing, and there's timing loops everywhere. So this may fly under the radar of the NASCAR officials, but Gary Clute, very wisely, does not stop in his pit, comes all the way down pit road, back out onto the racetrack.
But this is going to cost him track position as he rolled through pit road. So we have gone to a full course yellow here on lap number 15, as the Camaro safety car has picked up the race leader, 74, Kevin Lacroix, in that Napa Dodge, as the rest of the field moves through. Trayton Lapsevich taking over that 3rd place spot. LP Dumoulin moves up into 4th. They're showing Gary Clute, 59, in 5th. Alex Tagliani, 18, 6, 99. Matthew Scannell, 7th. 8th place is 17, DJ Kennington. 9th is 13, LP Montour. And then 31, Daniel Bois in the 10th place spot. So we've got a couple of rookies right there in the tail end of the top 10. Sam Fellows in the Curb Chevrolet is 11th. Dexter Stacy, car number 92, 12th. 27, Andrew Ranger, who I believe pitted, is back out there being shown 13th. 84, Larry Jackson, 14th. And Brandon Watson in the car number 9, back in 15th. So I assume the full course yellow was the concern that gas can was still just off the racetrack, and if somebody did run wide there, they could hit it. So and
that cooler heads prevailed. It's a combustible. There's nowhere else where they store explosives where a car could hit it on the racetrack. So probably a wise choice to go yellow. But the fascinating part is Andrew Ranger pitted while pit road was still open. He's only dropped back to 13th, so that's one less pit stop he needs to make. Gary Clute came down pit road, lost a bunch of track. We just saw TJ Rinamato in the 2 machine enter a closed pit road. Now the green flag is up, so that's Amy Wong, our NASCAR official, who stands between turn 9 and turn 10. But in order for her to be in a safe spot, she has to stand quite a ways off the racing surface. She's waving that green flag, so pit road is now open. We'll see who elects to come into the pits. Kevin Lacroix, everybody heading down pit road.
And there's Mark Dilley, of course. He was one of the first of the drivers to come onto pit road, but I believe he had gone a lap down, as had the 71 of Brian Cathcart. Dilley currently being shown in 20th as they go by, but this is going to totally shuffle the running order, as most of the field, just about everybody up there in the top 10, have come in at least for fuel. I didn't see Lacroix take on tires. Looks like that was just fuel in the Napa Dodge as they hold him, and now he rolls out along with a host of other cars, including Gary Clute, number 59, as we continue to run under the full course yellow. 15 laps of the 51 have been completed.
That's pretty curious to me. Gary Clute in the 59 coming out right behind Kevin Lacroix. So I don't know if there is a penalty for entering a closed pit if you don't service the race car. Our new race leader unofficially looks like it's going to be either Andrew Ranger or could it be Ryan Klute in that number 6? Brandon Watson is going to leapfrog a lot of race cars with their pit strategy to come in as early as they did. So when this shakes out, this is going to be fascinating, and it's possible Ray Jr. Quartermanche is in that position as well. So we'll wait until they come by timing and scoring. Mark Dilley is right behind the pace car in that 64 because he should be the free pass recipient. So he won't get to pass the pace car until they get the 1 to go. Everyone else in that line, I'm not sure if Ray Jr. Quartermanche and the 8 is still on the lead lap. He might wind up leading us back to green. I know Brian Cathcart is a lap down, but Ryan Klute I don't think is a lap down. He's up there ahead of Andrew Ranger as well.
And so we work up the Andretti straightaway, working lap 16 of the 51 that make up the WeatherTech 200. Once this one is all over, we'll have our final race of the weekend, the FEL Sports Car Championship Canada Series event presented by Michelin, race number 2. That'll be a double points that will decide some of the championships and the final rankings in both GT4 and TCR. Dave Bradley will be joining us here in the booth for that 40-minute run that's scheduled to go off here at 3:30 this afternoon. Still under the full course yellow. They'll reset the field as they come back on around, and we'll give you the rundown as they sit on the racetrack. There's Mark Dilley. He's going to get the free pass and get back on that lead lap. So Dilley will go to the tail end of the lead lap as the field comes through. And this will be lap number 16 going up on the board.
I'm having a look to see if your timing and scoring is working. Mine quit working. Okay, there we go. So Andrew Ranger being shown as the race leader with 16 laps complete.
Well, we suspected that would be the case. Ranger had been running up there inside of the top 10. He pitted early and now stayed out on the racetrack after all of the other top runners. Here is Lacroix, 74. He'll come back onto pit road. So the first stop for fuel, this time for 4 fresh General tires. They should be able to go the rest of the way.
Yeah, that'll be it for pit stops. Kevin Lacroix gets out there with fresh rubber. Alex Tagliani, that team with a good stop, he gets out right behind the 74.
And so Lacroix back out onto the racetrack, being shown in 5th here at the moment, but Andrew Ranger in car number 7, that GM Paye Chevrolet, is your leader on the racetrack. The 9 of Brandon Watson, 2nd. JP Bergeron in car number 1, 3rd. Gary Klute being shown in 4th as we work lap number 17 under the full course yellow. Then Kevin Lacroix, 74 in 5th. Trayton Lapsevich is on pit road. Behind Kevin Lacroix, it is 6th place, 99, Matthew Scannell. 7th, 18, Alex Tagliani. 8th is the 2 of TJ Rinomato. 9th is 31, Daniel Bois. And Sam Fellows in the Curb Chevrolet number 98 rounds out your top 10 here at the moment. As we continue under this full course yellow, the lights are still on that Camaro safety car, so I would think it would be at least one more lap before we get set to go back to green.
Dismal stop for the 20 of Trayton Lapsevich. He lost a lot of ground on the racetrack. We've got someone putting up quite a bit of smoke out there right now, and that's TJ Rinomato in the number 2. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Any guess as to what that might be, Adam? He is pulled off to the left, not wanting to run in front of any of the other cars. So wouldn't be surprised to see that number 2 car of Rinomato come on to pit road. He's definitely got a problem.
He's crossed over to where the pit entrance side of the track would be. That smoke is coming right out of the center of the race car. So unfortunate for Rinomato, who's going to restart there in the top 10. He'll bring it to the pits. So will JP Bergeron, driver the number 1. Now Bergeron will probably have to serve a penalty. And I believe it's a 1-lap penalty for leaving your pit box with equipment. D'Amato will come into the attention of his crew to get service on that number 2 machine, and we see Alex Gannett still on pit road. His day may be finished in that 39, and here comes Kevin Lacroix. What are the... Okay, I guess I thought it used to be you could change 4 tires in one stop here at CTMP, but it must be now you can only put on 2, so you've got to stop again. Alex Tagliani, that 18 crew, did a great job last time getting him out right behind the 74 of Lacroix. This time he loses a couple of spots. Now we heard the 47 WeatherTech machine, they had some problems getting fuel into that race car.
And there is Renato, the Chevrolet, still sitting there on pit road. It looks like this may be his afternoon as he rolls in. The window net is down. I'm not sure he's going to be able to get back out there onto the racetrack. That did not look very good as he rolled onto pit road with all kinds of smoke coming from that race car. Working lap 18, Andrew Ranger is your race leader as the field works its way through Moss Corner, and now the 20 car of Trayton Lapsevich looks like they've got a problem.
Well, he's being held in the pits. So when an official is standing right in front of the car, that is a penalty, whether it was they serviced the car outside of their pit box, because he was parked awkwardly when they were down to take on left side tires. So we will see if they release him before the field goes by, but my assumption is we're going to see the field go past the 20 machine, and then they'll release that car, and I believe they're doing the same thing, although I can't see from this vantage point, to the one of J.P. Bergeron.
Well, that is going to put Lapsevich off of the lead lap as the field makes its way up the Andretti straightaway. As they crest the hill, it looks like we could be getting set to go back to green here at the end of lap 18. The lights are off on the Camaro pace car,
but nobody's doubling up, Pat. You're right. The lights out on the pace car means we're coming back to green.
Well, we'll look to turn number 9 to see if that pace car does in fact head to pit road. No, the lights are back on. They had turned them off and then put them back on. So we'll go one more time. Lap number 18 about to go in the books. There is Ranger 27, your leader 9, Brandon Watson in second, 59. Gary Clute in third. Dexter Stacy in car number 92 pulls on a pit road. Matthew Scannell, 99, fourth. Daniel Bois, 31 in fifth. 98 Sam Fellows up into sixth. 84 Larry Jackson being shown seventh. Brent Weller in car 61 is 8th. LP Montour in the 13 car 9th. And Marc-Antoine Cameron rounds out your top 10. So with the pit stops, as we continue to run under the full course yellow, we're seeing lots of positions being shuffled around in the running order. And finally, Trayton Lapsevich in car number 20 is released. He is showing 20th on the racetrack, but that is going to be one lap down. Tough break for Lapsevich, who qualified well and was running up in that lead 6-pack of cars in the early going. As we complete lap number 18, 19th lap coming up next, and looking to hopefully go back to green next time by.
Unfortunate circumstance for Trayton Lapsevich. Realistically, he needs 2 yellows, and there goes Gary Clute. So he's going to be penalized for entering a closed pit in that 59. He'll go back to the end of the line, so it could be worse. It could have been a 1-lap penalty like some of these drivers experienced there. And that's what we see, these Canadian Tire Motorsport Park races. They're long-distance races. A lot of things happen. There's a lot of coming and going. Some of it is performance related. Some of it is cars being fast, able to race to the front. And some of it is errors in execution or poor misfortune. And we try to stay on top of it, Pat, but there's a lot of moving parts in these races.
and looking where some of those cars have been running up front after the full course yellow and multiple stops on pit road for tires and fuel. Kevin Lacroix, 74 in that Napa Dodge, is being shown 13th. 47 LP Dumoulin in 14th. 15th is 17 DJ Kennington, followed in 16th by Alex Tagliani. And then Mark Dilley, who got the free pass, he's being shown 17th in that Leland number 64 entry. Mark Dilley, one of the early drivers to come on to pit road. We're on lap 19 of 51. 27, Andrew Ranger, your race leader, as we're about to go back to green. The field all formed up as they work down the start-finish straightaway, and into turn one, Ranger will jump out in front alongside Brandon Watson in car number 9, and Andrew Ranger will take him through turn number 1 with the lead.
Matthew Scannell going to try to work his way through in that 99 machine to get out in front of Brandon Watson, but Watson with a great restart slides up in front of the 99 of Scannell. We saw Scannell make a move into turn number 3, and he fans out at the exit of turn 2. It looks like he's going to try to outbreak Brandon Watson. Wasn't able to do it, as to stay in line. We've got some cars through this pack. Brent Weller, for example, in the 61. He's about a second and a half off of the fast pace of some of these drivers. Restarted there in the top 10, so it's going to be a challenge. These drivers have to be a little bit careful with how they maneuver through this traffic and try to work their way back to the front.
Ryan Clute in car number 6 just stuffed it down on the inside of the number 61 car of Brent Weller. So there is one spot picked up for Ryan Clute. Up the Andretti straightaway into the top of the S's. Andrew Ranger will bring that front running group that consists of 5 cars, including Sam Fellows in that Curb Chevrolet. Sam did say he had a much better race car coming into this weekend than he ran here back in May. And right now he's running up in that 5th place position. Contact coming on the front straightaway between Gary Clute, 59, and the 18 of Alex Tagliani. So there might be a little bit of damage to Tagliani's car as Clute, 59, definitely got into him.
Now through turn number 2, Larry Jackson racing alongside LP Montour. The two continue to run door to door down into turn 3, just ahead of the 74 of Kevin Lacroix. Larry Jackson squirts out ahead of Montour. Lacroix going to drive to the right-hand side of the 13 machine off of turn number 3, and Lacroix will pick up that spot.
The lead cars working their way down through Moss Corner up the Andretti straightaway as we look at Kevin Lacroix in that Napa Dodge, just carving his way through the field after restarting here in about 13th position. He is on the charge. Meanwhile, up front, a challenge for the lead. The number 9 of Brandon Watson was right up on the bumper of 27 Andrew Ranger. Ranger turning back the bid for the lead by Brandon Watson going into the S's, and Andrew Ranger will bring the front running pack of cars back to the stripe. And there is Lacroix, 74. He has gone from 9th on that previous lap and has now moved all the way up, I believe, into about the 5th or 6th place position.
Impressive restart by Gary Clute in the 59. He is already back up into the top 10, so he is wasting no time working his way through traffic. We got to move to the inside. Sam Fellows being overtaken by Marc-Antoine Cameron into turn 3. Gary Clute to the inside of Larry Jackson. He'll pick up another spot, move him up to the 9th spot. 59 machine is on the charge, but every time you have to make passes like that, you got to drive a little deeper into the corner than your competition. You wind up using up a little more brakes, a little more tires than you'd really like to.
Kevin Lacroix actually being shown now in 7th, but he is on the charge as a lot of our faster cars who had shuffled back out of the top 10 during that full course yellow and all those pit stops now starting to carve their way back to the front. Andrew Ranger, your race leader, ahead of Brandon Watson. And then a pretty good scrap here involving Marc-Antoine Cameron, 96, along with Sam Fellows, and also the 74 of Kevin Lacroix. They're very close together on the racetrack as they work down the start-finish straightaway and back into turn 1. That is lap number 21, goes up on the board. So right now sitting with 30 laps remaining in the WeatherTech 200.
Close action off of turn 1, just behind LP Montour's Larry Jackson in the 84. He's trying to hold off the 17 to DJ Kennington. Marc-Antoine Cameron to the inside of Daniel Blah in the 31. Blah got real loose through turn 3 there, had to gather that car in. Out in front, it continues to be Andrew Ranger with Brandon Watson breathing down the neck of that number 27.
Great run here for Matthew Scannell in that third place spot. And then behind him in fourth, Cameron and Bois, who is fifth. And then Lacroix and Fellows. That pack of cars work up the Andretti straightaway. Fellows just ahead of that 74 of Kevin Lacroix, who is seventh. 59, Gary Clute runs in 8th. 13, LP Montour 9th. And Larry Jackson, 84, holding on to the 10th place spot.
Ranger so comfortable behind the wheel in that GM Paillet 27. All the way back to Kevin Lacroix in that 74. It's kind of one big, they're strung out a little bit. Whoa, contact! Hard crash! Or was that? There's a big clump of dirt.
Yeah, Larry Jackson, 84, hits the wall on the inside of the racetrack. Big damage to the left side of that car. He's torn up one of the Castrol edge signs there on the pit wall. He's pointing in the opposite direction here as the field comes through turn number 10. And they're getting the waved blue flag here in turn number 10.
I don't like that we don't go yellow with a car facing the wrong direction on the straightaway.
And now Jackson has got that car turned around and will continue down the racetrack.
Yeah, we've gone full yellow because I was looking at the blue flag here. And I understand it. You want to give them the benefit of the doubt, but boy, oh boy, if you ever had a head-on collision that was avoidable.
Well, he was on the other side of the start-finish straightaway up against the pit wall. Of course, the racing line takes you right to the outside, but Larry Jackson, who had been having a pretty good run up there just inside of the top 10. Not sure if there was contact or he just lost control of the car coming on the start-finish straightaway, but you would think there would be a little bit more damage, but the car does not look to be too badly damage from that big spin and brush up against the wall here on the start-finish straightaway. We work lap number 24 of a scheduled 51 that make up the WeatherTech 200. 27, Andrew Ranger is your leader as we're back under a full course yellow for the second time here this afternoon. The 9 car of Brandon Watson in second, and then third is Matthew Scannell, 99. 96, Marc-Antoine Cameron in fourth. Fifth is rookie Daniel Bois in car number 31. Sixth is the 98 of Sam Fellows, the Curb Chevrolet. Seventh is 74, Kevin Lacroix. Eighth is 59, Gary Clute. Ninth is 13, LP Montour. And then rounding out the top 10, 18, Alex Tagliani.
And it was the 18 of Alex Tagliani who had contact with the 84 of Larry Jackson at the exit of turn 10. That's the second time we've seen Tagliani come off of turn 10, have contact with another driver. And Larry Jackson, when you're trying to accelerate, so you're hard on the throttle, and once you get off of the racetrack, so you've got 2 tires spinning on asphalt and 2 tires spinning on loose dirt, it is very hard to keep control of that race car. Did not work out well for Larry Jackson, the driver of the 84.
Looks like the 20 car maybe getting the free pass here. Trayton Lapsovich, he was the first car not running on the lead lap. As so that'll give us 20 cars on the lead lap as they are going to I think try to retrieve part of that Castrol edge sign that got torn up. There it is. It'll go into the back of the Owasco service vehicle. And I know what the crew here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park is going to be doing on Labor Day Monday. They got a little bit of repair on the pit wall here to get a couple more Castrol Edge signs up there. He just shaved that right off the wall, but as we said, didn't do a great deal of damage to the cars. So this is going to tighten everything up. Everybody should have enough fuel and tires to go to the checkered flag as we work lap number 25, approaching the halfway point in the WeatherTech 200. It has been a wild and woolly afternoon. Andrew Ranger, 27, your race leader. Brandon Watson, car number 9, in second. Matthew Scannell, third. And then you've got a host of drivers up there in the top 10 that were quickest when we had all of those green flag laps to start things off, including 96 Marc-Antoine Cameron, who started on the pole. He's currently being shown in 4th. Also Kevin Lacroix, 74, who is 7th. Gary Clute, 59, who is 8th. So look for those 3 drivers to come through the field and charge to the front. And a shout out for Sam Fellows in car number 98. Looks like that he duck on a pit road, as well as maybe a couple of other cars as well. There is Mark Dilley as he rolls back in. So we'll reset that running order as we work lap number 26. So coming up to the halfway point as Fellows is on pit road. They'll go to some fresh tires. Some of these teams may have only taken on fuel during that previous full course yellow, and now they get some fresh General Tire rubber to take them to the checkered flag.
So Trayton Lapsevich onto pit road. We'll have to see. My timing and scoring has gone down again. We had that problem yesterday, or at least mine did. If yours is still working, that's fantastic. Who's the top running car 1 lap down? Have to go down to nearly the 20th.
Well, Lapsevich had been shown as the first car off of the lead lap, and then I think they were able to wave him by. So he is back on the lead lap, showing 18th, although he's come out of pit road. Larry Jackson, 84, in 19th, and Brett Taylor in the Fast Eddie's number 3 was the last car being shown here on the lead lap. Lapsevich in car number 20 heads back out. He will stay on the lead lap, although now I think he'll drop back into about 20th. And then not on the lead lap, a lap down, the 0 of Glenn Stiers. 66 Wallace Stacy being shown 22nd. 71 Brian Cathcart, 23rd. And then Ryan Clute, car number 6 laps down. TJ Renamato, I believe he may have parked it here for the afternoon. And then Alex Gannett, who was the first of the drivers out, being shown 26th and last among the cars here as we work lap number 26, about halfway around. So we've hit the halfway point of the WeatherTech 200. Andrew Ranger continues to lead it here under the full course yellow. I would think next time by now they'll go back to green. The Camaro safety car has the lights turned off, and Ranger 27 and Brandon Watson, car number 9, pairing up as they come in at turn number 9. The cars forming up into their respective rows as we get set for a restart in just a moment. Adam.
Towards turn number 10, Andrew Ranger down low, Brandon Watson right beside him in that number 9. That'll be a challenging place to restart for Brandon Watson, but he did a great job last time. Back up to speed down the front straightaway. Matthew Scannell right up on the back bumper of that number 27. He'll try to do a little bit better on this restart. He was unable to make that move on Brandon Watson for the 2nd spot. Let's see if he's able to hold position this time. They race. No, Brandon Watson. How did they switch sides?
And Kevin Lacroix in car number 74 looking to make a big move up here by Lacroix in car number 74. as he is back there in that 5th place spot. Marc-Antoine Cameron, car number 96, will pull up alongside of the 9 of Brandon Watson. They'll go side by side through turn number 4 and up into Moss Corner. Brandon Watson will turn aside the bit, but there goes Kevin Lacroix, goes inside of Scannell to grab 4th, and Gary Clute will also get by into 5th. Tagliani all over Scannell, so Scannell gets passed by 3 cars in the space of a couple of corners.
Tough restart for Matthew Scannell at Nitro 54, number 99. As they work down towards turn number 8, Andrew Ranger has slid out to about a 10-car advantage over Brandon Watson in second. Watson doing a great job among some very talented road course racers. Overshot turn 9 just a little bit, has to correct back to turn 10. And behind him is a big pack of drivers who would love to make some moves and get up there closer to the front, where Andrew Ranger has been leading a number of laps. And what a cool view we've got from our drone in the sky here today.
So car number 27 completes lap 27 with the lead, and it was almost the second back to this 4-car battle that's going on for the number 2 spot. 96 Marc-Antoine Cameron is all over rookie Brandon Watson, who's done a great job of not only holding off Cameron in the 96, 74 Lacroix is right there along with Gary Clute 59. And remember, that was your front-running trio early in the race. So as they have a big problem trying to get around that number 9 car of rookie Brandon Watson, that's allowing the 27 of Andrew Ranger to open up about a 1-second advantage. Although on the Andretti straightaway, it looked as though Ranger had lost a little bit of that ground. Also a good battle here involving the 18 of Alex Tagliani and 47 LP Dumoulin. That is 7th and 8th. DJ Kennington 17 and 9th. And LP Montour, car number 13, rounds out your top 10.
A couple of different drivers have tried to outbrake Brandon Watson into corners. They've not been able to. Brandon Watson in that APC number 9 drives it as deep down into the turns as anybody. As I say that, of course, Marc-Antoine Cameron gets alongside the 9 machine. Let's see if he was able to clear him. And he was. Cameron up into that 2nd spot. Now Kevin Lacroix to the outside in turn number 2. A 4-car drift for that Napa 74. He'll use some of the runoff space on the exit of turn 2, maintain his position to the inside of Watson. Gary Clute going to try to follow him through as well off of turn 3.
Nice job there by Gary Clute. He was tucked right up on the rear bumper of that Napa Dodge of Kevin Lacroix. And so Gary Clute has gone into 4th. Brandon Watson now shuffled from 2nd all the way down into 5th. And they're going to be joined by Scannell in car number 99 in 6th. And running right with them is the 18 of Tagliani. So it is a freight train of about 9 cars up the Andretti straightaway as Andrew Ranger in car number 27 continues to lead it. But I'm not sure if Ranger took on tires. The other drivers, I think, all have 4 fresh General tires that they were able to get on during the pit stop, and they're reeling in the race leader, Andrew Ranger, Cameron 96, and the 74 of Lacroix as they're about to put lap number 29 up on the board.
Just past the halfway point of this WeatherTech 200, we've seen some fantastic battles out on the racetrack. Brandon Watson still hanging in there in that 5th spot. Just behind him, it's the 99 of Matthew Scannell at the front. Here comes Marc-Antoine Cameron to the inside of turn 3. Ranger doesn't put up a big fight. He'll try to track him down on corner exit, but he gave Cameron a lot of room going through turn 3. Now let's see if Ranger can keep Cameron in his sights now that the 96 has taken the lead. Right behind Ranger is the 74 of Kevin Lacroix.
Gary Clute 59 right there in the 4th place spot. Brandon Watson, car number 9, staying right with that group. Although as they came out of Moss Corner, he lost a few car lengths. So Clute 59 trying to make it a 4-way fight at the front. Here goes Kevin Lacroix diving in on the inside of Andrew Ranger into turn number 8. Could not make the pass. and Ranger through turn 9 is only a car length back of the race leader, Marc-Antoine Cameron, as those front-running 4 cars work on the start-finish straightaway, and they have cleared off from the rest of the field. So reminiscent of the battle that we had in the early laps before things change in a big hurry with the full course yellow. But we worked lap number 31. Next time by, it'll be 20 to go. And Marc-Antoine Cameron, the pole sitter, has gone back to the front.
Cameron in that 96, we've talked about it a lot, leads the points coming into this weekend. The best way for him to ensure winning the championship is to come out and win the last 2 races and leave no doubt. You also have to keep in mind, you don't want to battle too hard. The drivers behind him, they are aggressive racers, and they'll go to any length to take home victory. So Cameron has to protect what he's got, but at the same time, he can't detune an aggressive racer like Marc-Antoine Cameron.
And the driver that's chasing the race leader, Marc-Antoine Cameron, for the championship, DJ Kennington, will currently back in 9th place in the Castrol Dodge as they work up the Andretti straightaway. And 74 Lacroix trying to get around Ranger in car number 27, but Andrew making that car as wide as possible. Here is Lacroix. He'll dive in on the inside, gets up on the curbing. That is going to slow his exit down the start-finish straightaway. Ranger trying to retake the spot into turn 1, can't get it done. So it is Marc-Antoine Cameron, your race leader, as he goes through with about 4 car lengths now on 74 Kevin Lacroix. Then it is Ranger 27 in 3rd. He now comes under fire from 59 Gary Clute, who will dive in on the inside into turn 3. And Gary Clute now has moved up into 3rd.
Clute at 59 still has May in his mind, where Kevin Lacroix stole that victory from the driver of the 59 on the final lap. He's putting himself into position for a good finish here this afternoon as Brandon Watson in that number 9 trying to hold off an aggressive Alex Tagliani. Matthew Scannell finally was able to make the pass on Brandon Watson through turn number 3.
And so 31 laps completed, less than 20 to go, as we work our way through these final 20 minutes. Some incredible racing going on a little bit further back. There is the 84 car of Larry Jackson. Looks like he got a little bit in the way there of Lacroix. Gary Clute goes through, and then Scannell in car number 99. Looks like he may have moved up into the 5th place spot, but up front, the 2 Quebec drivers going at it, and then 59 Gary Clute in 3rd. And we've got a problem on the racetrack at the top of the Andretti straightaway, where there is a car pulled off to the left.
I think that's Brett Taylor in the number 3 machine, and that will definitely bring out a full course caution, yellow flag. That is a high-speed part of the racetrack. Brett Taylor getting out of harm's way. So, folks, let's catch you up on some strategy as we look at Mike Charret, NASCAR Pinty Series flagman. Well, that was interesting. Stop for a yellow flag and then drive away. That's something you don't see very often on a road course. Normally, if you stop on the racetrack, it's because something is broken to the point where you can't get back to the pits. In this case, the 3 was able to refire and head to pit lane. So the 9 of Brandon Watson, the 27 of Andrew Ranger have not taken tires, and they actually don't plan at the moment to pit for tires. They're going to try to run the whole race on the same set of generals they started with. The 96 of Marc-Antoine Cameron has only taken on left side tires.
And we did see Lacroix take on 4. So some different strategies here in terms of with the cooler temperatures. Perhaps those tires would give you a little bit more mileage than they normally can. They're gone under the hood on that Fast Eddie's number 3 car of Brett Taylor. So under the full course yellow, lap number 33 about to go up on the board. Andrew Ranger is on pit road. So Ranger, as he rolls in here, looks like he is going to go for some fresh rubber on the car, realizing he wasn't going to be able to stay with those other drivers. So can Andrew Ranger do something? Also on the pit road, Brandon Watson, who had been shown in 6th. He'll go for some fresh general tires. So 32 laps completed for the field, working lap number 33. As Marc-Antoine Cameron, your leader, 74 Kevin Lacroix in 2nd, 59 Gary Clute there in 3rd on the racetrack. Then it is the 99 of Matthew Scannell up into 4th. Alex Tagliani, 18, should roll through here in 5th.
Yeah, we'll have to see how things shuffle out. Oddly enough, my scoring show a couple of drivers a lap ahead of the leaders, so we'll wait until they line them up for this restart and be able to make an educated call on that as they circulate behind the pace car. But it's going to be about a 15-lap sprint to the finish when we retake the green flag. Maybe a little bit more than that, maybe 16 or 17. With close to 20 cars on the lead lap, that puts Andrew Ranger and Brandon Watson well back from the race leaders with the fresh rubber on their cars.
So we show 33 laps completed, working lap number 34. And the order there, Tagliani does move up into 5th position as Ranger 27 and Brandon Watson in car number 9 came on a pit road. They had been running up there in the top 10. Ranger now down into 7th. DJ Kennington 17 and 8th. Remember the championship battle between Marc-Antoine Cameron, who was the points leader coming in, leader on the racetrack. DJ Kennington, who is chasing him for the championship. But either way, Adam, looks like it's going to go down, as it fittingly should, to Delaware Speedway later on this month to decide the 2022 NASCAR Pinty Series Championship. LP Montour having a good run here in car number 13 is in 9th. JP Bergeron in car number 1, who had that issue with the gas can attached earlier, being shown in 10th. Trayton Lapsevich, car number 20, up into 11th. 98 Sam Fellows in the Curb Chevrolet is 12th. 13th is 92 Dexter Stacy. 14th the 9. Check that as we get some revised numbers there. They're showing Trayton Lapsevich now in 10th, JP Bergeron 11th, and then Dexter Stacy in 11th, as Ranger and the 9 car of Brandon Watson are back on a pit road, and that is going to shuffle part of the running order there. The 12th is going to be 64 Mark Dilley, 13th 61 Brent Weller, Sam Fellows in 14th, and Daniel Bois in car 31 being shown in 15th. Working lap number 35, and hopefully next time by we'll be set to go to green. That'll be the completion of lap number 35, and this is certainly setting up to be another one of our absolutely thrilling last lap dashes here to the checkered flag in the various NASCAR Pinty Series races we've seen over the years. The 84 car back on pit road, Larry Jackson being shown in 19th at the moment, and right at the tail end of the lead lap. Wallace Stacy, 66, going through here is 20th. He is the last car on the lead lap here as we work lap number 35.
If I'm reading the body language correctly, I believe that was Howie Scannell over the wall for Larry Jackson. It was one of those, we're not going to be able to fix it, driver's going to have to live with it, and they sent him back onto the racetrack. So something amiss on the left rear corner of that Larry Jackson O'Neill Electric number 84. What a shame. He is legendary for starting poorly in these races and winding up with great top 10 finishes. And O'Neill Electric has brought so many people out to this event. We hope you're having a fantastic time this afternoon. Larry Jackson hoping for a better result today, but it's a tough afternoon for the driver from Oakville, Ontario in that 84. But all hope is not lost. There's still more racing left to go. The lights are out on the pace car. Anything can happen. And we are set up for a barn burner of a finish with Marc-Antoine Cameron in the 96, Kevin Lacroix in the 74. And when we go back to racing, it'll be 16 laps remaining.
LP Dumoulin, car number 47, is right there. He'll restart in the third row, looking for a big finish here this afternoon that'll certainly brighten up what has been a bit of a disappointing 2022 season. There's the green flag, the charge down into turn one, and Marc-Antoine Cameron on the inside will grab the lead. Tucking right in will be 74, Kevin Lacroix, and then 59, Gary Kloot in third as the drivers look for 27. That was Andrew Ranger, dropped all the way back down to about 15th place. Also 18, Alex Tagliani moving up into about the 5th place position for Tagliani. So he's already picked off a couple of spots. He's going to be part of this lead battle as they work down into Moss Corner. And DJ Kennington, 17, also making his move up through the field. Contact there between the 13 car of LP Montour and Dexter Stacy right in the middle of Moss Corner, but it's single file up the back straightaway. The pole sitter and championship points leader Marc-Antoine Cameron is your leader. Lacroix 74 right there, along with Gary Kloot 59 and the 99 of Matthew Scannell.
That could have proved costly for Cameron. He ran a defensive line going into turn number 8 to keep Kevin Lacroix behind him. And whenever you defend going into the corner, you leave yourself vulnerable on corner exit. You can't exit with the same speed as you would if you were running the racing line. So Cameron has to be cautious there when he gets defensive. He's still got Kevin Lacroix behind him by a couple of car lengths. Gary Kloot right there in the mix. Matthew Scannell. Scannell has had some great runs out there in that 99 machine over the years. Still looking for his first career podium finish in the 99.
Those front-running 3 cars of Cameron 96, 74 Lacroix, and Gary Kloot 59 have opened up a bit of a gap here now on Matthew Scannell in the 99 car, who's got his hands full of 18 Alex Tagliani, 47 LP Dumoulin, and the number 20 of Trayton Lapsevich, who has gotten around DJ Kennington 17, who will tag on to him as they head up the Andretti straightaway. Those front running 7 cars all locked together. And now here's the challenge by LP Dumoulin as he'll pull up alongside of Tagliani into the top of the S's. Could not get around the 18 car of Alex Tagliani. Front running 3, Cameron will bring them on the start finish straightaway. And again, Tagliani trying to do all he can now to get around Scannell in car number 99.
Tagliani putting the pressure on that 99 machine all the while. He's got the 47 of LP Dumoulin hot on his heels, the 20 of Trayton Lapsevich, the 17 DJ Kennington. But out in front, Marc-Antoine Cameron putting a bit of space between himself and Kevin Lacroix. Gary Kloot right behind Lacroix. They've got a little bit of breathing room back to the 99 of Scannell, and Scannell has a rearview mirror full of Alex Tagliani.
2 of the drivers who pitted during that last full course yellow, Andrew Ranger, 27, has come up into 12th. Brandon Watson in car number 9 is currently being shown 13th. And we have got a monumental 5-car battle going on for that 4th place position involving Matthew Scannell, 18 Alex Tagliani, along with 47. Oh, a problem coming out of Moss Corner, and big smoke coming from the 31 car of Daniel Bois. Not sure what that issue is. It looked like the smoke has gone away, but Daniel Bois may have a problem in car number 31.
I thought he had blown an engine the way it was smoking, but it's possible he just spun that car around, kept the rear tires buzzing to keep it spinning, because the smoke dissipated pretty quickly for Bois in that 31 machine. Out in front, the top three have closed together once again. Cameron leading the way in that 96, but look at Kevin Lacroix, just a couple of car lengths behind our race leader. When you think about where the passing zones are, Kevin Lacroix likes to make moves into turn 3. It's going to be a tough one for Cameron, because Cameron keeps a lot of speed going into turn 3, but the other places we'll see him try are down in turn 5 under heavy braking, or turn 10, another spot that the 74 of Lacroix loves to make his moves.
Working lap number 39 of the 51 that make up the WeatherTech 200 in through Moss Corner. Alex Tagliani trying to get a good run out of the hairpin up the Andretti straightaway. It's still single file. DJ Kennington, car number 17, right there in 8th position. He knows every spot on the racetrack is going to help him. Here comes LP Dumoulin. He goes to the left. Now he tucks down on the inside, trying to get around Alex Tagliani, but no doing there, going into the top of the S's as Scannell in car number 99 continues to hold on to that 4th place spot. And again, Tagliani looked on the inside off of turn 10, wasn't able to make the pass. As they work down, this is lap number 39 completed as we approach here a total of 11 laps to go. And up front, Marc-Antoine Cameron by just 0.4 of a second on 74 Kevin Lacroix in that Napa Dodge, and that 59 Gary Clute still very much a part of that battle up front.
Brent Weller in the rigid 61 down onto pit road to the attention of his crew. He's been having an up and down day, ran some good laps out there, but something has gone wrong, and the crew not quite ready for that driver to come along to pit road, so they will try to assess the situation and get him back on the racetrack. Oh, trouble for Matthew Scannell.
Scannell has spun the car on the short chute between turns 3 and 4. That car sitting at the side of the racetrack. I'm not sure if the engine has stopped. And again, we go to our third full course yellow of the afternoon. And boy, is this going to make the last 8 or 9 laps interesting. We're on lap number 40, so it'll be 11 laps to go next time by. And we are in for another one of our classic late race shootouts among these drivers. That's going to put the likes of Dumoulin and Tagliani right there with a shot at finishing on the podium.
I did not see what happened there with Matthew Scannell. He was right ahead of the 18 of Alex Tagliani, but I can say this. It has not been a good day to be nearby the 18 of Alex Tagliani. We've seen a few drivers have problems. And right now, Scannell pointed the wrong way. Don't know if he's been able to fire that 99 car up and drive away. Hopefully, no damage. We look at the 84 of Larry Jackson. That is a teammate to the 99 of Matthew Scannell. So both of those drivers have been bitten today. Scannell was having a great run out in the top 5, and the flat deck is coming onto the racetrack, so I believe Scannell might be dead in the water out there in the 99.
Showing a total of 18 cars still running on the lead lap. 40 laps completed of the schedule 51. Hopefully this will not be too long a delay. You see the service vehicles over there on the straightaway between turns 3 and 4. Bunch of our campers who are situated and have been going back to as early as Thursday. Like to say a big hello. Just great to see so many campers and RVs and tents and travel trailers out here again this weekend, as has been the case at all of our major weekends, whether it was the Victoria Day Speed Fest, our Chevrolet Grand Prix IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship weekend, our big Superbike triple header weekend in August, or this weekend here for the Labor Day weekend sprints. Great campers back out here. It was a bit of a lead 2021 and 2020, but a great year in which we're able to get back here as normal as possible at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. We do have that one final event coming up on the October 1st and 2nd weekend. All of the regional racers will be out, sort of the final hurrah and farewell to the motorsport year here on October 1st and 2nd. The celebration of motorsport, CTMP and the CASC, putting that together, usually brings out a great entry of cars in all of the various open wheel and closed wheel classes in Ontario. October 1st and 2nd, if you've got one more weekend, maybe planning on joining us here. Also for 2023, we invite you to sign up for the CTMP newsletter. There is a link at the top of their website as you'll be getting updates on the 2023 schedule. Adam?
So for those of you wondering, Matthew Scannell did climb out of the 99 car. He's being tended to by some of the workers. They've sent the ambulance out to the scene. So for those of us with the benefit of being able to see on the camera, Scannell is in some discomfort. Now he's looking over the race car. So if you're wondering how he is, or if you're a loved one of Matthew Scannell, he looks to be well. He's talking to people, but they have sent the ambulance out there to have a look. He got out of his car and he walked over towards the cars as they were coming by. I believe he is unhappy with somebody, so you're going to have to watch this race next weekend on TSN to really understand what happened with the 99 machine and who he was unhappy with as we look at the ambulance going out to visit the scene. As I say, Matthew Scannell is up and alert and talking to people, so
we'll be able to see all of those great onboard cameras. Will tell us the detailed story as what happened. Scannell was hanging on to that fourth place position, but he had about 5 drivers just trying to muscle their way around. And I suspect there may have been a little bit of contact there that turned that car around.
That's a strange place, Pat. Look at where that car stopped. You're well out of turn number 3, headed down towards turn number 4. I mean, you've had the steering wheel straight for what, 200, 300 feet by that point?
Well, the video evidence will tell the story as the field goes by the incident there on the straight between turns 3 and 4. So I would think at least another 2 or 3 lapses, they'll have to load that car up into the back of the flatbed and get it off of the racetrack. So 51 lap schedule as we've got 10 laps to go, 41 laps completed here under the full course yellow. Let's give you the full field rundown. Marc-Antoine Cameron, who qualified on the pole here, is your leader. 74, Kevin Lacroix in second. Gary Clute, 59 third. Alex Tagliani up into fourth in the number 18 car. Then LP Dumoulin, fifth. 20, Trayton Lapsovich in sixth. DJ Kennington now showing in seventh. Eighth is the one of JP Bergeron. Ninth is rookie 13, LP Montour. And then 10th is 9, Brandon Watson. So we've got 3 of our Justin's rookie drivers up in the top 10. Bergeron in 8th, Montour in 9th, and Watson in 10th. Then 11th is Andrew Ranger. He's going to be starting back there on the inside of row 6. We'll see what kind of progress he has been able to make. He will have some of the freshest tires of any of the drivers. Then 92, Dexter Stacy in 12th. 98, Sam Fellows in the Curb Chevrolet. 14th is 31, Daniel Bois. 15th is 64, Mark Dilley. Ray Jr. Cordomash in car number 8 is 16th. 17th is 84, Larry Jackson. And then 66, Wallace Stacy back there in 18th. Looks like the ambulance, it's on its way up the Andretti straightaway. They'll check over the driver there, Matthew Scannell, as the Field winds its way back on around behind that Camaro safety car. And I would think, Adam, maybe about a 5-lap shootout for the win here this afternoon. And again, a reminder, we've got one final race at the conclusion of this, the FEL Sports Car Championship Series presented by Michelin, race number 2 of the weekend. It'll be a double points event to decide the GT4 and the TCR Championship. They, of course, are going to add that brand new TCA class for 2023 and look for the FEL Series, both the Sports Car Championship Canada and the M-Zone Radical Cup Canada Series to be back here in 2023. They've sort of released a very tentative schedule with a bunch of TBAs, but what was on that schedule is that they were planning on being here both on Victoria Day weekend for our Victoria Day Speed Fest and also here on Labor Day weekend.
So the flatbed pulling away with Matthew Scannell's number 99 car on it. Not sure how much damage there is. So the back end, it looks like he must have hit the wall squarely on the back end. We should be able to go back to green flag racing. The ambulance has returned to the pit area. They'll go to the infield care center, which is about halfway along pit road, and the buildings behind pit road.
Well, the last of the service vehicles there on that straightaway has rolled through Moss Corner. We'll see whether or not the flatbed pulls off there at turn 5. There is a runoff area there. And again, Scannell will be brought back here to be checked over by the medical personnel. But as you said, Adam, not a lot of damage to the rear of that race car. Of course, we'll see whether or not he makes the finale coming up later this month at Delaware Speedway. The field on the start-finish straightaway, hopefully next time by, as we are about to complete lap number 43, that we should be able to go back to green. Now, Mark Dilley, 64, has pulled off of the racetrack. Try to see exactly where that is. Dilley's got some kind of a problem with the Leland Industries Chevrolet. And again, they're going to have to get that car out of there. That is over at the area between turns 8 and 9 here in the S's where Dilley is pulled off. They're going to have to get that car out of there, I would think, before we go back to green.
Yeah, they definitely will. There's no swim-up bar in that vicinity, so that can't be what he's stopping for. And he didn't make it very far. He turned hard right off the racetrack.
Yeah, he wasn't that far away from coming on to pit road, so I'm not sure why Mark Dilley elected to pull off the racetrack there. Now he's driving it through the grass, and hopefully he can get all the way back on around to bring that car onto pit road. So he is rolling, and I would think Dilley is in fact going to bring it in slowly onto pit road. So no issue there now as Mark Dilley comes onto pit road. But I'm not sure why he didn't just drive directly onto pit road and bring it in, but that should not be an issue now. Looking to get this one back underway. We're working lap number 44.
He's already working the window net down in that 64. Let's see how quickly he climbs out of that car. A couple of reasons you would do that. One, out of frustration. One, because you're trying to get somewhere where you can climb out quickly. And it does happen that drivers can get overheated in the car. They can be overcome by fumes at times. Let's see what this crew does. They're bringing the jack out, but the fact that the window net is down tells me Mark Dilley thinks his day is complete.
Well, they're looking to the rear of the race car as they jack up the right side. They've got some fresh General slick tires there. But as we switch back here to the Camaro safety car, the lights have been turned off. We're on lap number 44. So this is going to be a 7-lap shootout to decide the WeatherTech 200. There are probably about a half a dozen drivers who've got a car capable of winning this. This should be an absolutely thrilling finish. Adam?
Always fun to see what happens at the end of these races. Kevin Lacroix, Marc-Antoine Cameron, Gary Clute in the 59, Alex Tagliani in the 18. These are our 4 most aggressive competitors in the series. Throw in Andrew Ranger a little farther back on fresh tires. It's going to be a wild one here at CTMP. Green flag back out. And Cameron leads through turn number 1. He'll pull in front of the 74 of Kevin Lacroix to secure that top spot.
And trying to move up was LP Dumoulin. Contact down into turn number 2. But it is Marc-Antoine Cameron, car number 96, your leader. Diving in on the outside was Tagliani, looking for that 3rd place spot. He'll go side by side with LP Dumoulin as they work the short chute coming to turn number 4. And it will be Trayton Lapsovich who will get through. He's moved around Dumoulin up into the 5th place position. But Marc-Antoine Cameron out of the Moss hairpin. They head up the Andretti straightaway. Kevin Lacroix right there in 2nd. A bit of a gap back to Gary Clute. 59 in 3rd. Then it is Alex Tagliani 4th. Right now it's a 2-car battle as they crest the hill under the Canadian Tire Bridge and into the top of the S's. Not much between these 2 outstanding Quebec drivers as they swing through 9.
Into turn number 9, Lacroix loves making moves here. He wiggles Marc-Antoine Cameron off turn number 9. Looks to the inside at the exit of turn 10. He'll stay in line. Cameron continues to lead the way as they come down into turn number 1. Lacroix again looks to the inside, down into that corner. In fact, Cameron, I thought he missed the entry a little bit. He just took a late apex. And those 2 battling allows Gary Clute to pull right back up into line. It's a 3-car battle at the front.
Indeed, Gary Clute right there. Trayton Lapsovich, car number 20, has moved around Tagliani into that 4th place spot. Tagliani is 5th. Dumoulin 47 and Tagliani touched. Coming off at turn number 3, DJ Kennington in car number 17 is right there as they run down through turn number 4. Here is Tagliani. He'll hang on to that 5th place position. Dumoulin 47 is 6th. And then DJ Kennington trying to get around both of those drivers to pick up a couple more of those very precious championship points.
Down the long back straightaway, the top 3 have opened up an advantage. Trayton Lapsovich is by himself as LP Dumoulin battles side by side with Alex Tagliani down into turn number 8. Tag on the inside, LP on the outside. They'll rub doors through turn 8. LP gets pushed up a little bit high on the exit of 8, down into 9. He sent it. Tagliani goes way to the outside through turn number 9. There was contact at the entry, and LP Dumoulin will take that spot.
Indeed, a lot of contact there. Here's DJ Kennington. He'll look on the inside of Tagliani going into turn number 1. And DJ Kennington has put that Castrol Edge dodge, or does he? Oh, a spin here. 66, Wallace Stacy spinning his car around. Looks like he's going to try to get it going again, and he will. It's over in turn number 9.
Stacy back on track as he works into turn 10. It has been aggressive at the front of this one. Cameron has opened up about a dozen car lengths over Kevin Lacroix. Gary Clute closing in on that 74 in the battle for 2nd, but really 2nd place doesn't matter to either of these drivers. They are here to win this one. See if they can trap their way back up to Cameron at the front of the field. And boy, oh boy, feelings are getting hurt. Fenders are getting ruffled out here. We've got them battling all over the place. Look, LP Dumoulin, now that he's gotten around Alex Tagliani, he has left that number 18, opened up a big gap, but he's got a long way to go to close in on Trayton Lapsovich as they work down through turn 8. Marc-Antoine Cameron by himself drives off the inside of the racetrack in turn 9. They are looking for all of the advantage they can get. Cameron kicking up the dirt off the inside of turn 9, and he's got a little bit less of a gap over Kevin Lacroix at this point. In fact, the last lap, he was still a bit quicker than Lacroix, but the fastest car on the track last time around was LP Dumoulin and Trayton Lapsevich.
27, Andrew Ranger has come all the way up into that 8th place position, but I think he's just going to run out of time as we've got less than 4 laps to go, working lap number 48 of a scheduled 51. Marc-Antoine Cameron, the championship points leader, looking to stretch that lead out on DJ Kennington going to the final race at Delaware Speedway. And the 74 of Lacroix about 12 car lengths back. He is going to have to put together some of his fastest laps of the race if he wants to reel in Cameron, who right now had about 0.6 of a second over this battle for second and third between Lacroix 74, and it looks like we've got a smoker on the back straightaway.
I believe it's a body rub on the right front tire. It might be the one of JP Bergeron. Out in front, Cameron extending that gap a little bit. Kevin Lacroix has company as Gary Clute all over the back end, but still Trayton Lapsevich turning down some of the quickest laps on the racetrack right now. He's closing in on that battle for the second spot.
Indeed. Trayton Lapsevich, this could make it a 3-way battle before it's all over for second and third. Meanwhile, Cameron continues to hold the advantage. Alex Tagliani in the 18 is 6th. DJ Kennington, car number 17, 7th. 8th is 27 Ranger. 9th is number 1 JP Bergeron. And rounding out the top 10 is Sam Fellows in that curved Chevrolet.
Gary Clute took a swing at Kevin Lacroix, couldn't make the pass. That opened the door for Trayton Lapsevich. Clute tries to close the door on Lapsevich. Lapsevich says, you don't need your back bumper, I'm gonna rip it right off the 59. Kind of mutual, one car turning to the right, one car turning to the left. Big old chunk of debris on the backstretch.
Debris on the racetrack in 5C. The rear bumper of Gary Clute is sitting in the middle of the racetrack as we come up here on what would be the completion of lap number 49. It'll be just 2 laps to go as Gary Clute, 59, holds onto the number 3 spot. Trayton Lapsevich right there. There was definitely solid contact between the 20 of Lapsevich and 59 Gary Clute. Lapsevich right up over the curbing. Here comes LP Dumoulin in car number 47 in 5th. He's trying to get around the 20.
We remain under green. And I'm good with that. That's just a bumper cover. It's just a piece of fiberglass, so it really wouldn't do much damage. There's no fans in the area. It couldn't get kicked up into the crowd. So we keep this race under green. Can Gary Clute close back in on Kevin Lacroix? Can Trayton Lapsevich close back in on Gary Clute? He's got LP Dumoulin right behind him. Out in front all by himself is the 96 of Marc-Antoine Cameron.
Working lap number 50. The last lap flag should be out here the next time around. Trayton Lapsevich tried that move on the previous lap on Clute, stuffed him down on the inside going into 5A, and there was solid contact there as that just shredded off the rear bumper. Meanwhile, the 96 of Marc-Antoine Cameron, it was 1.1 seconds the last time across the start-finish stripe as he's about to bring that number 96 Chevrolet to the line to take the white last lap flag.
LP Dumoulin has moved up to 4th. You know we'd love to get on the podium in the WeatherTech 200. White flag is in the air. It'll be 1 lap to go this time. Last time around this 3.9 kilometer circuit at the stripe, Kevin Lacroix was quicker by 1/10 of a second, but he's just too far back. He's got a full second to make up. Can he will his way to the front and contend with Marc Cameron, the top 5, all within striking distance, but not quite close enough to make a move?
He is making up ground, and he did there through turns 2 and 3. Marc-Antoine Cameron trying to hang on here for a half a lap. That'll take him to victory in the WeatherTech 200. Into Moss Corner now for the final time. Gary Clute, 59, right there in 3rd, followed by LP Dumoulin in car number 47. He still has a shot at that 3rd place spot as they go by the Clute bumper there in 5C and head up the back straightaway, as Dumoulin right there tucked in on Gary Clute. The damage to the rear of that car can't help. Here's LP Dumoulin trying to drive in on the outside, going into turn number 8 to grab that third place spot. They're side by side into turn number 10. LP Dumoulin turned back. Checkered flag out at the line.
At the line, Marc-Antoine Cameron will win the WeatherTech 200. Kevin Lacroix finishes second. Third going to go to Gary Clute. LP Dumoulin fourth. Trayton Lapsevich in fifth.
And a couple of those cars were right up there onto the dirt. Andrew Ranger will finish in the 8th place spot. A good run up there for Sam Fellows in the Curb Chevrolet, will finish in 9th. That is one of his best finishes of the season. And then the number 1 of J.P. Bergeron will round out the top 10. So the Paillet Chevrolet of Marc-Antoine Cameron with the win, as the fans were treated to an absolutely tremendous WeatherTech 200. Cameron, your winner, the margin of victory, 0.452 of a second. Kevin Lacroix in the Napa Dodge finishes second. Gary Clute in car 59 up there for third. And then 47, LP Dumoulin, who tried everything he could to get around Clute on that last lap, was right there side by side going into the S's on the final lap as they brought it home here to the checkered flag. LP Dumoulin in the WeatherTech sponsored car will finish fourth. Trayton Lapsevich comes home in 5th. Alex Tagliani 18 in 6th. DJ Kennington 17 in 7th. He should maintain second in the championship, looking to go to the final race at Delaware Speedway later this month. 27, Andrew Ranger in 8th. 9th is 98, Sam Fellows, and 10th, the highest running rookie, J.P. Bergeron in car number 1, finishes 10th. 11th is Brandon Watson in car number 9. 31, Daniel Bois in 12th. 13th was 92, Dexter Stacy. 14th, 84, Larry Jackson. 15th, the 13 of LP Montour. 16th, 8th, Ray Jr. Cordomage. And then 17th, the 0 of Glenn Stiers. 18th was 61, Brent Weller. In 1966, Wallace Stacy. And rounding out your top 20, and a lap down was 71, Brian Cathcart. Again, Adam Ross headed to the victory podium for the podium presentations. There is Marc-Antoine Cameron. Boy, did he have to work for that win here this afternoon. Kevin Lacroix was right there. Lacroix did everything he could on that last lap. He was able to close it up. A big smoke show on the start-finish straightaway from Marc-Antoine Cameron. He will go to Delaware Speedway later this month, looking to wrap up this 2022 NASCAR Pinty Series Championship. He will have a nice points lead going in, but again, anything can happen there on that final oval race of the year. Again, we've got one final race set to go here at 3:30. The scheduled start to the FEL Sports Car Championship Canada Series double points event presented by Michelin. That one's scheduled for 40 laps to wrap up our Labor Day weekend sprints. If you are going to be heading out, we would like to thank you for joining us here for our entire weekend and for our feature race here today. The 51-lap WeatherTech 200, the win going to Marc-Antoine Cameron. He's going to be joined on the podium by 74 Kevin Lacroix and the 59 Gary Clute.